に燃える闘志があるなら巨大な敵を撃てよ撃てよ撃てよ正義の怒りをぶつけろガンダム機動戦士ガンダム
The Mobile Suit Gundam series has been running since 1979 and changed the face of the mecha genre, paving the way for great series like Macross, Patlabor, and many others since then. It's overtaken everything from children's toys to video games, to the big and the small screens all across the world. From its humble beginnings, it's spun off into one of the most immediately recognizable and popular franchises Japan has ever seen, earning 18.4 billion yen in 2014 alone from figure and hobby kit sales. Gundam's impact has gone from a near failure into a worldwide phenomenon. Earliest concept sketches of Gundam, however, show a much different picture. Originally known as Gunboy, with some sources calling the original series Freedom Fighter Gunboy, the series' concept art was a far cry from the simple yet elegant design that thrilled fans the world over. Gunboy was, to be blunt, ugly. It had few similarities with what we understand to be the RX-78-2, but it did share a few traits with other super robots at the time, most notably the head fins and the chest piece. Gunboy would become Gundam, and the series title finally settled in as Mobile Suit Gundam. Given the complexity of some of the names of prior super robot shows, the less syllables to play with, the better. Luckily for the Gundam series as a whole, Kunio Okawara came to clean it up and make it look like something that might actually move rather than a brick on legs. Even then, the mecha looked quite a bit like Mazinger Z's built-up cousin. One of the other prototypes looks suspiciously close to Daitarn 3, the show that Yoshiyuki Tomino, the director of Gundam, had just finished production on. Mercifully, the design we all know and love came to production with its usual look, but there was an issue with the color scheme. In the novels written by Tomino, based on his original designs, it was designed to be grayscale and white instead of the black, white, and red version that Okawara had designed. Neither of these flew with the Sunrise executives, and they demanded it to be changed to the blue, white, and red scheme that immediately springs to mind. Finally, with the design flaws hammered out, the machine that would be known as the White Devil was ready for its rollout. On April 7th, 1979, a legend was about to be born. But there was a problem. This show was not particularly popular, and it nearly got canceled. Their sponsor, Clover, was not doing terribly well selling their die-cast toys based on the series, and threatened cancellation after just 39 episodes. However, they managed to squeeze out another 4, after which Bandai bought the copyright to the designs. Using these designs, they began to produce Gundam plastic kits, more commonly known as Gunpla. Gunpla saved Gundam from a grisly fate in the junkyard, and the show's popularity skyrocketed as reruns and a film trilogy re-chronicled the adventures of Amuro Ray and the crew of the White Base against ace pilot Char Aznavour and the forces of the Duchy of Zeon. The real robot genre pulled out of its topspin and back into the limelight. All these years later, the word Gundam is synonymous with giant robot, but just what is a Gundam? At least in the series proper, it is a mobile suit, which is a catch-all term for a giant robot in this series, that bears certain characteristics. It's based on the general-purpose combat mecha that helped win the One-Year War. It tends to be limited production and have much higher outputs than the standard combat mecha of whatever time period it is. In general, it will also feature a red chin, a communications V-fin on the forehead, and some sort of slotted face mask. There are exceptions, of course, but as a whole, the look of a Gundam-style suit is very reminiscent of a samurai. Additionally, the majority of Gundam units will be made from a special alloy called Luna Titanium, or later Gundarium, which made it tougher than the high-tensile steel that the Zaku 2 units were made of from the Duchy of Zeon. Also, from a purely meta perspective, the main character's unit will usually be white, blue, and red, like its forerunner. Gundam suits excel at close combat, even though the gun part of the original Gunboy design was a main feature. This culminated in the designs for G Gundam, which was entirely a martial arts tournament with giant fighting robots. This also means that their beam weaponry gets to play a much bigger role than their firearms in pivotal battles. If there are 2 Gundam units in a series, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going toe-to-toe, and the results will be spectacular. Robots are great and all, but they're only a part of the Gundam fiction. Next time, we'll take a look at just what politics are at play in the original Mobile Suit Gundam universe, and focus in on the main players on the White Base.